New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time show here, giving you that Knicks talk just a nick of time. The Knicks lose to the Wizards 103-120. They ran us out the gym. They out-rebounded us. They got into the fast break, and we just straight up could not keep up with the fast-paced offense of the Wizards. Listen, man, we didn't have any starters start today. We had our second string and third string play today. And this was an opportunity for them to show what they can do. And we're going to talk about what they did. But before we do, I'm going to introduce you to my guys. First and foremost, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G in the building. It's preseason. I'm not taking a lot from this game, so that's all I got to really say.
I'm going to take a little bit from this game. Not a lot. A little bit, but it's still preseason, though. I'm taking a little bit, but not a lot. Because we're not going to remember any of these games when it gets game 42. All right? And, of course, you already know it is the Latin assassin, Bleacher Report contributor, ESPN contributor, my guy, the Escobedo, rocking the fresh mullet. What's going on, Lee?
You know how we do, man. Dial it live and direct here. KOT land to my peoples. I was doing a little multitasking today. I was having a business meeting while watching the Knicks on my laptop, so I wasn't able to lock in totally all game, missed the fourth quarter. Definitely saw some things to talk about, some good, some bad, and a lot of ugly.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of ugly to talk about.
Yeah, a whole lot.
Full show. And it starts with the starters, but I feel like one of the biggest problems that needs to be addressed is Yabusele at center. Now, we got Yabusele here to play power forward and center. It was said that, you know what, he can play next to Cat, he can play next to Mitch. But today he had to play next to Pacome Daddy. And that's a completely different look than you expect. So you have a guy in Pacome Daddy who's playing the four, who's still trying to figure out how tall he is, how strong he is, and his role in this league, and you're having Yabusele at center. And I feel like a lot of our problems to start the game started with the lack of size at center and power forward, which led to almost a double-digit rebounding lead at the half and a negative 33 from Yabusele to the game to end the game with the worst plus minus of the game. That's my observation. I want to start with. I'll go with you, Lee. What do you feel like your observations were from the part that you saw anyway?
I would say overall, in context, this game does not mean very much. This was, and Mike Brown said this, was kind of an exhibition to figure out who's going to be cut, who's not, to put a hierarchy within the end of the bench rotation, see who you want to stash in the G League. Is anyone worth maybe making an additional trade for? I think that some of those questions were answered tonight. If you want to start with Yabusele, the Yabusele to 5 minutes is Precious Achiuwa part 2. It just not enough size, not enough defensive instincts, not enough high-quality defensive pluses, whether that be someone who's able to hedge and recover, someone who's able to be a rim protector vertically, someone who's able to block shots. That's just not his game. And that's okay. I'm glad we're kind of figuring this out now instead of when we're forced to when someone goes down and we haven't stashed the end of the bench for a bid to be able to be in that rotation as a plug and play. But yeah, Yabusele overall, though, I thought he did some decent things in terms of reads. Some of his passes were pretty crisp, hit some jumpers, hit a 3, 1 3 or 2 3, I can't remember. I definitely saw 1.
I believe it was 2. Hold on.
Yeah, I think it was 2.
That one on the driving kick, I thought, catch and shoot, right? That's the prototype we're looking for with him. And I thought he delivered really well. He's not someone that I'm going to be super harsh on this season, so prepare yourself. I'm not going to be a Yabusele hater, nor am I going to be a Jordan Clarkson hater, who also was very inefficient. But some of those really difficult shots we saw him take, he hit. So in my mind, I'm like, that's playoff basketball. When I look at him, I think about him and Albert Burks in the same way. I don't really care what they do in the preseason. I know those are two guys that when you need a bucket, and at the very worst, a decoy, they didn't deliver in the playoffs.
Yeah. 2 of 5 from 3 from Yabusele, just to clear that up. Ryan, what are your thoughts on the game so far?
Well, first and foremost, the lineup that the Knicks started the game with: Yabusele, Daddy, Brogdon, Clarkson, McBride. Like, I'm not expecting to see that lineup at any point during the season. So I'm not going to take a lot from this game with how, those starting five played together and things of that nature. I did have a few disappointments in this game, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of them was McBride's performance, because I feel like, although he's been great in the preseason, I feel like this is a game where it was a prime opportunity to like really show what he could do, especially as the lead guard, starting the game, and he didn't really, perform up to standard. But like I said, it's preseason, so I'm not taking a whole lot from it. I mean, when the season starts, I expect McBride to play much better. So, that's that. I did like Daddy how he started the game, though. He was aggressive, got into 2 threes from the corner, but then he pretty much disappeared for the rest of the game. Kolek did show up in the fourth quarter. You have to give him his props for that. When the Knicks were down, he helped the Knicks, kind of, get back into, try to inch back into the game, but the lead was too much, for them to overcome. And overall, it just wasn't, these guys' night. Like, guys were missing threes, guys were missing easy shots, so it's just one of those games where it's like both teams had bench players pretty much going up against each other, and there's not really a whole lot to take from it. Like, yeah, you look at some guys and you're like, I like how this guy played. Like, for example, I like how McCullough played. I felt like he had a pretty good game tonight. I liked his reads. I think off the pick and roll, that pass to Len for the dunk was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think when he got a pass into the corner and he drove to the basket and finished at the hoop with a layup, I like that read as well. So I do see some good things tonight, but overall, I'm not taking much from this game. I mean, it's two teams' bench units going up against each other. A lot of these guys are not going to be with the team. Some guys are. It is what it is.
Yeah, you sprayed a lot. You said a lot. You said a lot there. As far as McBride, you can tell his agenda for his preseason games and this season in general is to be better with his handle, to be able to take players off the dribble. The first preseason game, he was able to kind of do that. He's able to go to the rim, all the way to the rim, without a screen assisted, just with his handles. And that was impressive for me to watch McBride. But what comes with that sometimes is when you're trying to get your handle better in game, in real time, is bad decisions sometimes. And he got stripped a few times trying to work on his game, trying to break people off the dribble. And I think that contributed to why he looked a little bit shaky today, knowing that he had more responsibility, knowing like, all right, you know what, we need to score. I'm going to see if what I've been practicing in the gym, I can display for this game. And it didn't work out for him. And guess what? That's going to happen when you're trying to implement a new skill in your arsenal. It's going to look good. It's going to work sometimes like it did the first 2 times, and it's going to look shaky sometimes. That's part of the growing pains of being a basketball player in real time. You're going to have to take some chances, and sometimes you'll look good, and sometimes you're not. Today he didn't. And on top of that, he missed his open threes today. We got a lot of open shots that we just straight up missed once again. Hopefully those shots start to go down. I don't expect him to shoot like that the entire season. He did hit. There was a stretch where he hit 2 threes in a row. Hopefully we see more of that. But overall, I am I was a little disappointed in McBride. I was disappointed in a few people today, actually. But I understand what you're saying about McBride. And I was impressed with Pome, though, even though he hit his first 2 threes, he didn't make the last threes. But I don't expect him to play perfect. I'm not looking at Pome through the eyes of a complete NBA player. I'm looking at him as a guy who's growing, and I'm looking for signs. So the signs I saw is he hit his first 2 threes. All the shots that he shot were on line. His rotations were crisp. There was a couple of rebounds that were really impressive for me. Like, he got really high and beat these guys for rebounds. So, like, although it wasn't a perfect game, I don't see him as a power forward right now. I did like a lot of the flashes that I've seen from Pome, and I thought he had a pretty decent showing. And when I say a decent show, I mean he had a good game in my eyes. A good game doesn't mean you score a lot. A good game means you took the right shots, you made the right decisions, you made the right reads. I can keep going, but I'm gonna let you go ahead, Lee.
I think that's really smart analysis. I agreed 100%. You said it better than I could, and I was going to apologize a little bit for how harsh I've been on Pome. I thought this was a very good start for him. He knew those first two games, well, that game one where he was featured immediately in the first 4 or 5 sets, that he blanked on 2 of them and then deferred on one of those shots. So this game, he was absolutely dialed in to at least start the game off hot. But more importantly, like the defense has been eventually is going to adjust to the plays that are being ran to him. I don't expect him to start hitting when the closeouts are tighter. What I wanted to see is, as you pointed out, which I'm so glad he did, the rotations, defensive rotations. I thought he was really good in pick and roll action. I thought he was really good switching on the perimeter. Most important, I thought he was really good defending the rim. And that kind of what we saw OG do, where he was slot in as a rim protector when the center was either on the weak side or away from the ball. He actually has to go there to defend the rim. I thought Pome was pretty solid. It showed glimpses that maybe after some muscle, some more reps, working with Mark Bryant, he can be a 3rd or 4th string power forward, splitting time between the 3 and the 4. Overall, showed much better high IQ, as what Ryan said with the reads. The team overall, I thought offensively, there's some really solid reads tonight trying to find each other. Again, you also understand the ball is going to move. The ISO guys aren't there tonight, so everyone's going to be able to feast a little bit and have opportunities for good looks. And the first half, I thought the offense, whether no plays are being ran or not, there was some simple pistol action, some simple pick and roll action that got some of the guys going. Thought Kevin McCullough Jr., Ryan is right. Not just the reads. He is a very good passer.
Yeah.
Like his ability to hit crisp passes, to hit the right pass, to know when to fluctuate between a bounce or a chest, the one-hand pass. He's got the whole gamut, which makes you feel like, if he keeps progressing, does Josh Hart become a little bit spendable in a year or two? In a year or two. I'm not saying now. Don't flip out, chat. But in a year or two, can Kevin McCullough Jr. give 65, 70% of what Josh Hart's giving you? And if he's 70% of Josh Hart, and Josh Hart's the best role player in NBA off the bench, that's pretty damn good. Like Kevin McCullough Jr. at 70% of Hart is solid. He gives you a better 3, a jump shot in progress, solid, not necessarily a rim defender, but someone who can slot in, when the defensive collapse to try to put some resistance. Liked him overall. He's a very high basketball IQ player, just a little raw with the shooting fundamentals. But again, man, this team, all the guys we're hiring, I'm not worried about it. Shout out McCullough. I didn't watch Kolek in the 4th, but I was impressed the most with McCullough in the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, 5 assists from McCullough. He feels like a veteran already, man. He feels like I don't know what it is. He just feels like he's calm. He just looks like a natural basketball player. And you guys are right. That pick and roll read to Lynn was beautiful. A really good basketball player. And Josh Hart, like you said, I agree with you, Lee. In a few years, if he's a serviceable guy who can kind of do a little bit of everything, but on the cheap, I can definitely see him taking that space in a couple of years. Not quite ready yet, but a lot more ready than I thought he'd be. So I really liked what I saw from McCullough for sure. And also, let's talk about Kolek too, man. Kolek has risen from the dead. he found some of his confidence, man. I think that was the biggest thing that I've seen from the game before to today's game. Is just the confidence. You keep hearing he needs to be more aggressive. He was very aggressive today, looking for a shot. And that came in the second half. I felt like the first half he was a little passive. And then once he got aggressive and started going, I feel like he started opening up things a little bit for him. And he just looked like he was complete control of his game. And this is the type of game that people started to relish from him last season in the G League and in the Summer League when people were hammering for him to get some backup minutes. He's starting to look a little bit more like that again today. And it's even more, it stands out even more when you had our other guys kind of struggling today. So good game from Kolek, the 3-point shooting was there. He was finishing around the rim. He was stopping on a dime and getting the mid. He was 3-level scoring today from Kolek. I got to get handed to him. Yeah, you go ahead. I know you didn't see it, Lee, so Ryan can give me your take on Kolek.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Kolek, the complaint with Kolek has never been his IQ. Like he's a pretty smart player when he's on the court, especially when he's on his game. He's able to run an offense. He's able to make the right reads with his passes. And when it comes to scoring, I mean, he can shoot. You know, he can shoot the mid range. He can shoot the three. Finishing at the rim is decent. So, you know, when he's on his game, he's a pretty, good young player. The issue is that it's just a consistency. He doesn't show it game to game. It's only like, you know, one or two games that pop up where he actually shows, you know, what he can really do on the basketball court. You know, and if he was to show this more often, I think the Knicks would hold him in higher regard because, you know, he could be that player that, you know, the Knicks can, you know, bring off the bench to be that lead guard to, you know, give Brunson some time, you know, to rest and things of that nature. But the issue with Kolek is that he doesn't show up on a consistent basis. It's like once in a blue moon, you know, like you cherry pick games where he actually pops up. And then on top of that, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, you know, if he would show this on a more consistent basis, it would definitely help him out.
I do want to add and shout out Fritz, who always talks about asset management. He's got a real keen eye for teams that are very good at asset management and ones that aren't. He was criticizing the Nets today for how they crapped the bed on Drew Tim and I think Sharp as well, who they waived. The Knicks, I think, really right now, they need to build on this. Nets game on Friday in Charlotte Hornets. I think we should sit the starters again. Just my opinion. Happy for the chat to respond or retort. And then let's feature Kolek. Maybe even start Kolek this time. And bring McBride off the bench back in his role and see what he does in a secondary playmaker. And let Kolek start and then build his stock up and sell high immediately. Because what I've seen so far, and I've seen mixed reactions to Brogdon, I think Brogdon's a keeper. Put him on ice, let him heal that ankle, maybe keep him out the first month of the season. Whatever you need to do to mitigate it, further injury and further wear and tear, do it because I think he's going to be a playoff performer. Again, the same way Alec Burks was for us and campaign was for us last year. I think we should sell high on Kolek immediately so that we have that cachet of bench players, veterans off the end of the bench that if we need to, as a safety valve, we can put them in. So I'm happy. Kolek had a good game. I'm not going to sit here and bash. I have no personal agenda against them. I just don't think he can defend. And we have enough playmaking at other positional spots in the forward position where I don't think we need him as much as we have in year past. And McCullough and Diawara are giving you a little bit of playmaking. To me, I think his skill set is less necessary.
Yeah, I feel like it's more the defense. It's more really the defense to me. But it's like Ryan said, if he was more consistent, not even more consistent because he hasn't even had that much time to play. I think if he showed more flashes of this in summer league, maybe people wouldn't be as low as they are on him right now because they're expecting second year. I want to see some growth, and he crapped the bed in summer league. So it might be too little, too late for Knicks fans' eyes, but who knows what's going to happen with him? Like with the Pome Daddy trade rumors swirling around, he might be here. He might be here, and at the same time. Let's be real, Brogdon is still older. So even though Brogdon's here this year, who knows what it'll be next year. So they might they might look at Kolek and go, okay, keep growing because we know Brogdon might not be here the year after that, and we still need a cheap point guard option. So you just don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen with Kolek. So we just gotta wait and see. That's how I see it. And
I want to ask both your guys' opinions. Or someone else I didn't see a whole lot of was Malcolm Brogdon. I saw the first quarter where he had two really smart heady drives that he completed on, and I was like, "Oh, got a little bit of spark back in him." And then I looked at the stats. Now, again, I'm not really in accounting stats, but since I wasn't able to watch his entire performance, I'm looking at 2 of 7 from the field, 0 of 1 for 3, 3 assists, 4 fouls for a negative 30. Was his on the court performance? Did it mirror this incredibly awful negative plus minus negative for him, which is one of the highest in the entire game?
Actually, this is going to be one of my questions to you guys. Malcolm Brogdon's performances so far. I wanted a little bit more from him today. I'm not going to hold you. Versus a third stringer, you're a vet, 2 for 7. Like I wanted a little bit more. I know when it comes to running the offense, Mike Brown was a guy who wants space and pace. He has that go-ahead pass, but it's like the pace wasn't particularly fast today. And Brogdon's not that type of player, so I kind of get that. Brogdon is not his decision making is his decision making. Like he makes okay decisions. I feel like defensively might have been a little bit weird. I feel like his handle was a little bit weird today. Even on the bucket he scored, it was like off of a broken play where he kind of had to take it. And he's taking shots, it's just his shooting hasn't come around. And you hope it comes around with more reps. So I kind of with you, Lee. I want to see more Brogdon and more Kolek. I just need him. I don't even think it'll be smart to sit him for the first month. I feel like he needs to play if we do keep him, which I think we will because we brought him here to go for a run. I feel like he needs to play some of this rust off or just to see if he can get some of his shot back or something.
Yeah, I don't know if it's me, but when I watch Brogdon play at the moment, doesn't he look like kind of like rusty or like he needs to like get back into basketball shape? To me, that's what I'm seeing from Brogdon. It doesn't seem like he's there yet. It seems like to me he needs more playing time to get himself to where he needs to be.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, Brogdon, I feel like he definitely had trouble scoring through contact and scoring over other players. Like he drove to the basket several times and he either missed a shot or someone challenged his shot and it altered his shot to the point that he missed. So I think at the moment, like him driving to the basket, like unless he has like an open lane to the basket, he's not finishing at the moment. Yeah, and like Jay said, like his dribble still seems to be, a little bit shaky. But to me, I feel like he just needs more playing time. I just feel like at the moment he looks a bit rusty.
I agree. He needs more like in-game reps. Like I don't think we should be sitting him at all.
Okay.
I think he needs to like play and get into a rhythm because he's played 24 games last season on losing teams. Like he needs reps.
I will say, to his credit, Washington is a much better defensive team than the Philadelphia team that we saw the first two games of preseason. They actually have really solid defensive perimeter guys. The rookie Trey Johnson is a stud. Champagne, a Knicks target for about 2 seasons. Good two-way. George, good two-way. What's that? The Cam Whitmore, good two-way. Bub Carrington, very good defender. They don't really have rim protection with Marvin Bagley. I just saw he didn't play tonight. I guess he was injured or something. I was hoping to see him. But they have a lot of good perimeter defenders. So this is a team where it's Philly, very weak perimeter defenders. Even the really good players don't play necessarily great defense. So I'm not going to hold it too much against Brogdon. And Brogdon looked better in the first 2 games against Philly's defense than he did tonight. Overall, what I saw. So I think that should be included. Washington is still a bottom of the barrel team, but they have a very nice young core, and they already play very good defense.
Yeah, you can tell the defense got to us. The 3-point shooting got to us. Even their big man, like Vujic was killing us. Both of their big men, Bagley was killing us. Vujic was killing us. The transition was killing us. We didn't look fast enough. Clarkson's defense, I didn't particularly like tonight either. Like it just didn't. Defensively, it was really bad. Even in transition, there was times I felt like we kind of gave up in the third quarter when they started running us at the gym, and they got up, I think, 36 points. It looked bad, but like there were some good things from certain people, like you said, McCullough, Pacome, Tyler definitely showed some things, but there's definitely some things to work on. Go ahead.
I like James Edwards and even Diawara. I thought gave them minutes too.
James Edwards, Trey Jamison, man.
Trey Jamison.
I was like, the way he was defending. First of all, the old school back him down, Magic Johnson hook shot. I dig it. All right.
Come on, Looney, man. Right now.
I dig it. It was the super old school where it's like, because where your arm is like stretched out mad far, and you get like the C arch, not like that. Yeah, where he's like, you can't block this because it's like 20 miles away. Yeah, I really like. Yeah, I liked the chase down block he had was really good. I like him. I like him a lot. I like his verticality on defense. He's able to jump straight up and not foul. Just good, solid fundamentals. There's no space on his team to sign him as a third center, so he's probably gonna be like a G League or something. Maybe if we do get him.
Yeah,
but man, I would love him on his team as a. What's that?
Isn't he on a 2-way contract?
Oh, is he on a? Yeah. Oh, is he on a 2-way?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, we do have him on a 2-way contract. That's what's up. Like sometimes what we end up doing is we ended up like switching out people on 2-ways.
Yeah. We did a lot last year.
Right. So it's like even that, I'm not sure how long he'll be on the 2-way contract, but I really like this game.
Paris Dudder, shout out Paris Dudder. That he said stood picks. Definitely agree with you on that. That was the thing I was most disappointed. Yabusele was a horrible picks that he was saying tonight, and definitely Edwards, Trey Edwards, a third. I thought made himself seen by setting really solid screens for his teammates to get open, and that's a skill. This is going to sound ridiculous, but to me, him and Kevin McCullough Jr. are playoff players. I know that they're both first, second-year players, but they're the type of guys that you see in the rotations of OKC, the rotations of Indiana or Boston into the bench. They have very high fundamentals, very high IQ. So maybe they don't stretch the floor. You can't play 5 out with them. To me, that doesn't matter. They're guys who can come in like Isaiah Jackson for Indiana or what's his name? Jason Wallace, OKC. They come in to be really solid 2-way minutes, 10, 12 minutes a game in a playoff series. I mean, I would hold on to both. I think they have a future with the team.
Yeah. And remember when I had that 5-out conversation with you, Lee, and I was like, for our 5-out to play well, you need to set good screens. And Yabusele, man, you got to set these screens if you're going to play 5-out, dog. You got to set these screens.
Even at the 4.
Yeah, even at the 4. Even at the 4, but especially if you play in the 5.
Yeah.
You need to get better on your screens. We got a lot of development staff here, so hopefully that gets a lot better.
Being fat's not enough.
Well, I wouldn't call him fat.
I mean,
if that's fat, I want to be fat.
He's got that Kyle Lowry BBL, bro.
That dude, I don't know, man. Yabusele looks like a tree trunk, bro. He
looked like a D lineman, yo.
Yeah, he don't look fat to me. He look like he can do 1,000 straight push-ups like he a Dragon Ball Z character on one finger. That's what he look like to me.
and I just want to say something right quick because I see that it's preseason. We already got some crash outs in the chat. The people saying that the Knicks bench is no good and this and that, and I'm like, you gotta take with a grain of salt tonight. Look at the lineups that Mike Brown was playing. Do you really think Mike Brown's going to play any of these lineups during the regular season? No. When the regular season comes about, what coaches typically do is it's rare when the coach just sits all the starters and it's just 5 bench players on the court at the same time. It's rare coaches do that. Coaches may go 9-10 deep, but a lot of times they're putting bench players and keep one of their starters in, or they mix and match. They pretty much just mix and match minutes and things of that nature. So you really can't take a lot from this game and be like, oh, Knicks bench is garbage just because they faced a team in the Wizards that has a lot of good young talent in their second and third unit and be like, oh, the Knicks bench sucks and that the starters are gonna have to pick up the slack and things of that nature. Like, no, these lineups you're not gonna see these same lineups during the regular season. It's just preseason. Like, take it with a grain of salt. Like, let's not crash out yet, okay? It's not crash out time yet.
I feel like it sucks that Ariel Hawk-Porty didn't play today, man. Like, maybe they wanted to see more of Lynn because I didn't even see Lynn play because they said Hawk-Porty was sick, but sometimes Knicks be lying.
Yeah.
So other people can play. Just like when OG Anunoby had the messed up hand, and all of a sudden he went perfect from the 3-point line the next game. Like, your hand was fine, right? But I feel like if we had an actual center to start the game, it would have looked a little bit different. Yabusele guarding Mark Badley was just a bad look altogether. Honorable mention though to my guy Mohamed Diawara, man. This guy, we end up losing Pome. He's gonna make things hurt a lot less. Comes into the game and immediately hits a three. Form looked good, looked on balance. It looked like he's been practicing with McBride the way that he shot his form. I feel like McBride shoots kind of like he does, where like the feet is like perfectly squared, follow through and everything. Yeah, he had some good moments. Then he had like a nice little layup. Defense is there. I like him, yo. I like Mohamed. Mohamed's gonna be good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Although my brother had to take him out the game in the first half expeditiously because my man gave up a backdoor cut to the basket.
Yeah.
But he definitely learned from it though and came back in the fourth quarter and performed. So you got to give him props for that. For sure.
All right, but yeah, that's. I mean, overall, we need to play a lot faster. I feel like we didn't push the pace. I feel like our assists. We had some good open threes that we like once again missed. Our defensive intensity in transition was not existent. Our 3-point defense was not existent. There was a lot to work on, but we had some bright spots from a couple of people. I'm not sure the people who we had the biggest bright spots for are going to be in the rotation. that's the other part. But that could be something for trade value or whatever down the road. So that's it. Asset management. That's good for asset management, I guess.
Does anyone know why Landry Shamet did not play? I was wondering if he was set because that's like a guaranteed. He's basically going to make the roster as a statement.
I feel like they said he was sick, but I said, I don't believe that him and Ariel was sick. I think they would just sat him so Garrison Matthews can get more minutes. And he was 1 for 6 for 3 today. Like, woof. And the rest of these guys can get more playing time. I think really they just want to play a lot of the end of the bench guys.
You know what? 1 for 6, it doesn't concern me. Like Landry Shamet was horrible the first 2 months upon returning shooting, and then he finally caught his stride win in the playoffs. I think Darius Matthews is the same kind of player. A bad shooting night for Matthews does not bother me at all. Like I think that shot is so pure. He is such an unbelievable catch and shoot option, movement shooter too, like relocation that we've always talked about. That's a piece you absolutely invest in and keep at the end of the bench.
Yeah, and it's like even when you miss too, what happens is your reputation still gives you gravity. That's the thing. Because even like the and one that McCullough had was because Matthews is on the floor and they had to close out on him so hard that McCullough ended up diving to the basket and he ended up getting a layup out of it. So like even if you're shooting 1 for 6 and you just had the reputation of being able to shoot the lights out, if you're moving like that while your other teammates is moving, it still creates opportunities for layups, which is why him and McCullough together works good. I mean, that could be Josh Hart too, diving to the basket too. So I agree with you, Lee. That's
a really great point, Jay.
Appreciate it. I watch a little basketball sometimes, you know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Salute to the chat, y'all. Salute to the chat. Shout out to Sherwin. Shout out to Parrish Duggar. Shout out to June. Shout out to Juan B. My bad. I called you June. Shout out to Juan B. Shout out to Double D. I think he went off. He wrote in all caps. We have a Deeds bench where none of the young ones or the veterans we signed compete. For 2 spots played well. They all sucked. Brogdon, Clarkson, Dadier all look very bad.
And that's the exact crash out that I was talking about in the chat that made me say what I had to say earlier.
Yeah. A bad game from Dadier is not the same as a bad game from Clarkson. Like I think you should temper expectations a little bit for some of these veterans that you have a resume where you can count on 2 months from now. Come on now. Chill.
Yeah, I agree. I don't look at the bad game from Dadier and bad day from Clarkson. It's the same thing. I look at it like I have different expectations for both of them.
Very true.
So it's like an A game for Dadier could be a C game for somebody else on the team.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I look at it.
And the thing too is that like these people are veterans. They have track records. Like we've seen what Clarkson can do in the regular season. We've seen what he can do in the playoffs already. we've seen McBride and how he can step up in the playoffs. Also, like we've seen what these guys can do. So if we see these guys perform bad in the preseason, we're not all of a sudden supposed to be like, oh no, the world is falling. Oh my gosh, our bench sucks and blah blah blah. Like no, these guys have shown they're veterans in the NBA. We know what they bring in the regular season. We're not supposed to crash out just because of one bad preseason game.
Exactly. Ryan G has spoken, man. I got nothing else to say about that. All right. Ryan G has spoken. Salute to the chat, though. Salute to my peoples on Twitter. If you like the show so far and you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe. We here after every game talking Knicks basketball, giving you Knicks and basketball perspectives from, I feel like, a lot of smart people. Lee, you got Ryan G in the building. Shout out to my girl, a Mad Knicks fan that was making today. B at some point is gonna drop by and talk with us as well. Phil be in here talking Knicks basketball too as well. We have a deep squad, so we hope you enjoy the channel and the type of basketball we love to talk. A lot of level-headed stuff. You won't hear crash out stuff. Maybe every now and again you might see a crash out. Every now and again. It happens sometimes. Sometimes we do get like my man's in the chat. It doesn't happen often. But it happens sometimes, and that's how you know it's serious. All right. But usually you get a lot of level-headed, nuanced basketball talk when you're talking with the Nick of Time show. And also, a lot of times what you'll get is unfiltered truth. Like, we will tell the truth here. It doesn't matter if we heard it, if you hear somebody else, or if it's not popular. We said things on here that we haven't heard any other channels or whatever. And we got flag floor that came true. So, or sometimes we say stuff that's stupid, and it's like, well, that was stupid. We shouldn't have said that. It's part of the gig, but we always gonna get the truth from us. You're always gonna get good basketball talk, and even if we do say something stupid, might back it up with some smart type of ideology that makes sense for us at the time. So I hope you enjoy all that commentary and Knicks fandom and knowledge and camaraderie with Knicks fans. All right. So if you're on Twitter, head on to YouTube and hit that like and subscribe. I know y'all like watching us on Twitter, but go on YouTube and subscribing to the channel is going to help us a lot more. All right. Appreciate it. All right. Do we have any oohs or bro picks today or anything like that? I know Ryan G usually got a bunch of. Or do you guys want to mention? Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about that we haven't talked about yet today?
I want to mention my MVP of a game is, and he deserves it, is my main man, Mike Brown. Love the minute rotation tonight in terms of distribution. Everyone played and everyone got a real shot with even Matt Ryan. Damn it, he got 8.5 minutes. He should be the first one cut, and he should have been cut last year, in my opinion. But I like that when you look at the bench and the starting rotation, you have an aggregated medium of like 20 minutes a game for just about everybody. Some people play more. Obviously, Deuce is going to play more. But Alex Lynn, 12 solid minutes of playing time. Trey Jameson, 16 minutes of playing time. Garrison Matthews, 19. I like that because that allows them not just to have those opportunities playing as a third stringers for Washington, but playing as Washington's starting five. That's 4 out of 5 of those guys are very, very solid two-way NBA players. You got to play on both sides of the ball. And this is a good opportunity for everyone to get reps in those positions. So Mike Brown, you're my MVP. I don't think we would have seen this from Tibbs. Even in preseason, wouldn't have seen this type of minutes distribution. So that's a refreshing start from our head coach.
Anybody concerned that the starting five hasn't had enough reps yet?
No. We can rely on ISO until we don't have to anymore. We're so good. I
don't think we're going to do that, though. I like from what Mike Brown is saying, I don't even know if we're gonna have plays on the first week of the season. I feel like the first week, a week and a half, 2 weeks of the season, it's gonna be freestyle Fridays in Madison Square Garden. Everybody's gonna be reading and reacting.
Mike Brown gonna be in his Coach Carter stuff right for the beginning of the season. He's just gonna be like, you know what? We ain't got no offensive plays, but what do we do in practice? We ran. So what do you think I want to do? What do you think I want you to do in this game? Run.
Run. Exactly. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be straight up off instincts, man. I don't know if you're gonna have any plays for the first few weeks. But it is what it is, man. All right, Ryan G, do you have any bro picks today? Cause I know you be.
Nah, I ain't got no bro picks today, but I'll make sure that I'm armed and ready for when the regular season starts.
No problem.
That's when the bro picks are gonna really roll in.
There we go. We already know. That's when they really start. Lock and
Yes,
loaded.
sir. Yes,
All right,
sir.
all right. That's the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Lee, let them know they can find you, sir.
On Twitter at _Lee Escobedo, LEEESCOBEDO. Got some fire in the chamber coming out this week. I have a long article on why Cooper Flagg is going to be Rookie of the Year, lead the Mavs in scoring, lead the Mavs in assists, and potentially be an all-star in his first season. And there's no stat padding or stat chasing. This is all analytics. I did deep dives, so I'm trying to provide the best X and O's analysis that I can. So look for that into the week for the Guardian.
All right. Yeah, Cooper Flagg, man. Woo.
Yeah.
Real deal.
He's not. Yeah, he's not for play.
Nope.
He can play for real. All right, Ryan G. Let me know who can find you, man.
You can find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. You can also find me on Instagram at Sir G is chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That's SIR. G is CHILLIN.
All right.
There we go.
All right, Felicia, I see you. Felicia. All right, you can find us at the KOT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Nick of Time Show on Facebook as well. Shout out to Felicia. Shout out to JM3, all the loyal KOT followers out there. All right, that is the show. Thank you guys for watching, and as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks streets. That's the show. We out of here.
Peace.
New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.